Welcome to Your Media Podcast, Episode 1. I'm your host, Spencer, with Al Magic. Today, first guest, Guy in the 419. How are you?
Man, it is a pleasure to be your first guest. It is an honor.
Yeah. We thought of you,
this.
and you're obviously well connected in the community, so we thought you'd be a good first one.
Good launch.
So, I guess we'll start. How's everything going with Guy in the 419?
It's going great. Really, a lot of exciting things happening. It'll be better once this whole, I don't want to say the COVID thing is over because I have no idea when that's going to be.
Right.
But like when things start opening back up again and events start happening, that's the really businesses are still looking for advertising and things like that. But it's the events going on in the area, getting people out, and that's the fun. That's the really fun stuff.
Right.
But I can't. I honestly I can't complain. I'm blessed to have what I have. But a lot of exciting things happening. A lot of fun business opportunities. Working with people, working with a couple of candidates running up for the upcoming election.
Yeah.
Doing a couple judges actually.
Really?
So yeah.
What's it like working with them?
It's interesting because when you go in to vote, like, you don't really know judges. Like, you just see a name on a ballot.
Right, exactly.
And you're just kind of like, I saw that person's name, click. And so I have this great opportunity to be able to tell who they are. We've got Judge Gonzalez. He's rerunning Judge Gonzalez and his opponent, the other person running, Lori Olander. So both of them running. Now, actually, they've both approached me to do videos for them. So I'm a nonpartisan platform, and so I'm going to give them both. Giving them both the same. But it's really cool because you get to kind of show people before they go in to vote, like, hey, this is who you're voting for. This, they're not just a name on a ballot. This is their background. This is what they've done. This is what they do in the community. And that's I guess that's sort of the whole basis of everything that I do. Telling people stories. Who they are. What they do.
I think if you really want to change things, local politics is what you should be involved in. People don't realize
100%.
Yeah,
that's true. And I think it's almost like irresponsible for some people because I would never just vote for someone just because I saw their name on a yard. My neighbor has their yard sign. I'm going to vote for him. It's like, you got to do the duty to actually understand just because their name's out there doesn't necessarily mean that they're right for the job or whatever.
But a judge, it's kind of different. It's different. A judge would be different than like a council member, right? Because you're not. There's not really there's not a political background. There's not. They're both endorsed by one party. But they don't. But that endorsement, it really bears no reflection on how they are as a judge.
Right. I never. You don't think about that. It's probably the same thing with sheriffs. They're not Democrat or Republican.
Exactly. Yeah. It's even though there's an endorsement, somebody has to endorse them. They can choose to accept that endorsement or not, but that's their choice.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
So that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of there's those opportunities and. Really excited! We just launched the Guy in the 419 Members Club, which is something I've been working on for a long time. It was actually originally going to launch back in March, and then COVID happened.
Right,
and so it was like, whoa, let's pump the brakes here real quick. We had no idea what was going to happen back then. So. But it's up and running now, and it's a great opportunity. People, especially in this area, like supporting local business. They like going out to local restaurants, buying local, shopping local. But sometimes it gets a little cost effective.
Sure.
The cost is can be overwhelming sometimes. And so what I've done is I'm working with select local businesses in the area, and as a Guy in the 419 member. If you're a member, you get discounts at those local businesses.
Right. Yeah.
Very
so,
cool.
Anything like you can go to Tiger Bakery, Pizza Papa, the Stubborn Brother is a great one.
Love that place.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? Man, something about
I go after 10 o'clock there. The pieces are $2.
Is that right?
Yep.
Ooh,
it's a pizza place?
Yep.
Yeah, I've never been, so
I'll
have to check it out.
It's really good. It's really good. So, but you can go in. Pizza Papalis, you can get a free appetizer with the purchase of a large pie. That's amazing. That's or Nordy's over on Central Avenue and over on the east side. You can go in and any car repair get 15% off. 50% off. You go to get your brakes fixed. That adds up. That's
pretty good.
So, and it's for members to join. It's $1.99 a month, or it's $20 for the whole year.
Not bad.
I want to go back really quick.
Yeah.
Why do you do what you do? I think people are dying to know because it's very unique. And I just want to know, I think because we've obviously met before, but for our listeners, how did you, Like, what were you doing beforehand, and what was the catalyst that really started you on this crusade?
So it depends on who you ask. If
Sure.
you ask my daughter, the story, my kids, the story is that I was walking along the banks of the Maumee River when this woman emerged, and she handed me a microphone, and chose me to be it was predestined.
Is that right?
To be the guy in the 419. It was.
That's very romantic.
Or I pulled a microphone out of a rock, either one. But no, actually, the way it happened, so I used to be a teacher. I was a teacher for 5 years.
Yeah.
And taught at St. John's and St. Ursula, and wonderful experience. I didn't really see myself being a teacher long term. So I pursued that career in the pursuit of I left that career in the pursuit of other opportunities, the pursuit of more money.
More money.
Yeah. And I took this job that was not right for me. Kudos to anybody that works in an office setting that can work in those beige cubicles. Because that's really, man, if you can survive that,
It's so funny you brought up beige, because yesterday we were doing a test podcast to make the equipment work, and all these walls used to be beige. And I was asking him, and what is the corporate world's obsession with beige?
I think color encourages free thought. That's
Yeah,
the only thing I can think.
Beige is just like,
Beige,
ugh.
just sit there, do your work, and get it done, and then come in tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no, so it was not the right job for me.
Sure.
And my boss realized that before I did. He realized that I was not right for this position. And so I was cut. I was fired. And it was a horrible experience. I don't know if you guys have ever been fired from a job, or if anybody watching has ever been fired from a job, but
A few times.
man, especially when you got kids, man. Oh, it's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, you gotta provide and all that.
Yeah, you feel like a failure. You feel like, man, like
it's awful.
It
It's
is.
awful.
Yeah.
It's like being dumped. You just feel lousy.
Yeah, you're not
That
good
drive
enough
home to tell
for
the
us.
wife, man.
You're not-
Oh yeah,
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
very-
she was very supportive though. I'm very blessed. I have a wife that is, she's just incredible. And so, she was just great. And, so I was actually having lunch with my dad, about a few days later. He's asking me what I'm going to do and what I like to do. And what do I like to do? I'm a father of 3 kids. What do I don't know what I like to do.
Right.
So I'm thinking about it, and I said, I suppose if there's any hobby that I had, it would be, I like making videos and putting them up online, for people to laugh at, or, get some entertainment value out of.
We have so much in common.
Yeah. And so he was like, well, just do that then. Just go ahead and do that.
Right.
And I said, you can't make any money doing that. And he said, and this was a great advice. He goes, don't worry about making money right now.
Right.
Right now, do something that makes you happy.
Yeah.
So that's what I started doing, and I started, making these. You go back and look at them; they're still up there, and they're dumb. They're just. I was just filming anything and everything. The goal was, I'm going to put up a video every single day.
Right.
That's going to be my goal. One of those days ended up being out at the new King Road Library, and while I was out there, I took my kids out there, and I was like, hey, this place is pretty cool, and I had my phone. I made a little video about it. And about a week later, somebody came up to me and said, hey, I saw that video about the library. I took my kids out there. That place is really cool. I love the kids, And I thought, wow, you went somewhere because of a video that I made.
Right.
I made a video, and that gave you the thought, hey, I'm going to go out there and check it out myself. So I thought, all right, what if I were to make what if all these videos, instead of just being random stuff, what if I made them focused on locally owned businesses, locally owned restaurants, local events that are going on, and make these videos and encourage people, hey, come check this place out. This is really cool. Instead of going to, these corporate, Applebee's. Applebee's is, it's whatever. It's good for what it is, but it's,
We're still looking for a sponsorship, Applebee's. He doesn't speak for the podcast.
I don't
No, I'm
speak.
kidding.
These opinions are my own. But I just thought, instead of going someplace where the food's always going to be the same, try something new. Here's a great little place right here. And so I started doing that. And I was working for another company at the time, and I was doing both of these, kind of growing both of these at the same time. And about boy, that was back in June, November of 2016.
Yeah.
And then June of 2017, Brandon Bolin. You guys know Brandon
From Sunwell Senior
Yes.
Investment
You
Advisors.
know his brother too.
Yeah.
Brandon and Ben.
Yeah.
And they actually both met with me, but I remember Brandon was saying to me, he said, you're getting a following now. Like, people are following what you're saying. He goes, you need to start charging people for this. Because up to this point, it was just a hobby.
Yeah,
I was still
exactly.
just, doing something that was fun.
Brandon and his business advice.
Man, he has tons of it too, and he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
And
he
he
does.
knows. He's got a lot of great
Yeah,
ideas.
for sure.
Very sharp, very smart.
And Ben as well. I mean, both of them, they're just they're unstoppable. And so I registered, became an LLC, and then in August I decided to leave the other position that I was at and just pursue Guy in the 409 100%. And 3.5 years later, I mean, it's my full-time job. I mean, it's amazing. It's never what I thought it would be.
Right.
You know, and it continuously amazes me. And the secret, I guess, behind it, the reason, I think the reason that I have the success that I do is because it's about other people.
Right.
You have to put other people first. If you want to be successful in this, you have to put other people first. Rather than making it all about me.
Right.
It's got to be about them. Check out these people, check out these people, check out these people. And, you put that good stuff out there, the good stuff's going to come back.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's a lot of times overlooked in any industry. Like they take competition almost like too seriously. And when you do that, you make enemies. And that is
Yeah.
so like, yeah.
No, and there's people that will... There are people that don't like me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Believe it or not, there are people,
That's how you know you're doing
Yeah,
something
you're
right.
good.
That's what-
yeah. And I don't like that. I wish that, because there are people that do things that are similar to what I'm doing. And it's like, man, why would we be enemies? Like, let's collaborate. We don't have to do everything together. I'm not talking about making a business venture, but man, let's, you're doing this, I'm doing this. There's a huge market for it. Let's work together on a couple things. Let's help promote each other. By promoting each other, we're promoting the area, which is ultimately the goal, right? We're trying to make Northwest Ohio look as best as it possibly can.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Somebody asked me, they said, should we, should I unfollow this person? They do this. Should I unfollow them? No, don't unfollow them.
People literally ask you that, like I follfolling you. They do similar things. Should I?
Should I? Yeah. Should I
Wow.
unfollow? No, don't unfollow. Are you kidding me? No, follow them. That's great.
Right.
Share their material. If it's positive to the area, yes, get it out.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
great.
share it.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's a good attitude. So it sounds like it took off very naturally, happened very naturally, and just
Yeah.
took off from there.
Organically,
Yeah,
yeah.
organically.
And really as basic as it could possibly be. I mean, it was. I think it took a year before I got my first DSLR camera. Everything up to that point was just done on my phone, and I still do a lot of stuff on my phone because it's easy and it's convenient and I can put it up there. But and then just recently, because I've been having some success, I was able to purchase a new camera,
Nice.
the Sony.
Oh, so since the last time
Since the last time we talked.
Whoa, let's talk about it. What kind of camera? Sony?
So what is it? It's the Sony. Tell me what it is.
There's the A7 III.
A7S2.
That's
That's what we have.
That's what
Is
these
that-
two cameras
well,
are.
that's these two.
Okay.
We shoot our commercials on Red. But
Yeah.
we
shoot
got
this on
we got a
Sony.
new camera too, a cinema
two
camera.
Sonys.
You know what I should have done? I should have brought it with me. Because I should have. I need help with like the settings on it. It's like, see, I'm not a tech person. That's the thing. Like, I'm not.
We could have had a third camera angle.
could
Yeah,
have.
three
Man.
Sony. Yeah, it's a great camera. It's what we've used until
beautiful.
January when we bought the Red. Everything we shot was on the Sony. And,
Yeah.
yeah. No, we could definitely give you some pointers because
Absolutely.
you learn as you go.
Right,
For
and
sure.
everything looks real dark on the camera. I don't know
Really?
why that. Yeah, it kind of has like some. I almost feel like the color is like absent.
Is it in log? It
Might be in log.
Maybe. I don't know. So you guys are doing these awesome videos, these awesome tutorial videos about how to make videos better, right?
Yeah. First one launches Friday, but
Okay.
it'll be out because it's coming out next Thursday, so it'll be
Beautiful.
out by that time.
I'm excited to watch those because I think those are going to be very helpful to me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna share those on my page as well. But that's So just trying to figure this out. Like I filmed a couple things, and then in post I had to go and kind of
Right,
brighten
right.
the color a little bit. But there's got to be a way. There's something I'm doing wrong with it. I know.
It's the picture profile for sure. You're either in a log or you're in like a Cine 2, which I know is probably like French to you. The picture profile is like telling the camera like how to process color in your image and stuff like that. But yeah,
I feel like I'm Clark Jarst with a Tesla. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. It's just it's cool. I look cool, using it, but I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
That's how it was when it's like we had a band. I think we had a band for years, and then we decided to like learn video. And up to then, we had the cheap Canon Rebel, so we went out and bought the Sony A7S, which is it's a prosumer level camera, and we just like slowly learned it as you go,
and that's the way to do it. You know, you start basic and work your way up. And you guys put out, amazing videos. The Perrysburg one, that one blew me away.
Really?
Oh man, that was so cool.
Oh, well, thank you. We love this town. We love this town.
That enthusiasm you had for it and everything like that. I was like, man, that was awesome. That was really cool. So you guys do a great job. So make sure you always watch what they do.
Now he's plugging us. It's great. It's great.
We think something like that video would be good for a local politician running.
Yeah,
for office.
we've talked to people like even presidential candidates. I don't know what they do. Like if Joe Biden or Trump like got on camera, was like walking through different spots in the country and had an inspirational thing, I feel like that would play really, really well.
I think it would.
But you have them like reading teleprompters on their ads.
You're really dreaming big now. You're going for presidential.
Yeah. Trump.
We'll do a mayor first.
Biden,
Mayor or governor.
Start. I think that would be a great idea, especially like somebody that's running for mayor of a town or something like that. Yeah, man, to get them, show them what you can do and be like, hey, that could be you walking down the streets of this town talking about how great it is.
I think it's super important with anyone, but like in particular politicians, like I want to feel that they're passionate about like what they do.
Absolutely.
And obviously policy is important, but like the passion is, because with the way everything is, like to get any legislation passed is very difficult. So,
it's extreme. And I've toyed around with the idea. I've kind of given the thought like, man, maybe someday,
running for office.
I've thought about it. But politics is such an ugly game.
Oh my gosh.
It's. And you're never going to make anybody, 100% happy.
Yeah,
even with the things that I do, I try to. My platform is, it's positive. I put up one thing negative one time, and it was all it was. Am I allowed to talk about Bar? They're not even around anymore. Bar over at Levis Commons, Bar Louie.
I think they are.
Are they still there?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it went out. They have one at the mall.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was pretty bad. They had a big balloon launch. This was the Glass City Balloon Race. This might have been 3 years ago, and nobody was prepared for it for the amount of people that were coming out. They were severely understaffed. Nobody let them know that, hey, But there were, I think I counted 23 open tables. And there was a 2-hour wait because they were understaffed. They didn't have the number of tables. And so I took a bunch of pictures of all these empty tables. And I said, this is why you support local.
Right.
Instead, kind of bashing the chain restaurant there.
Yeah.
And within 5 minutes, I got a message from, again, I'm plugging Brandon Bolin again, the great business man, Brandon Bolin.
Yeah.
I got a message from him, and he was like, hey, just saying, you don't have to do it, but I would take it down because it's, even though you're not saying anything negative, it comes across as negative. And it's like, dang, you're right. And I took it down. That's the only time I've ever deleted something from my Guy in the 419 page. It was something negative, and it was like, yeah, you know what, you're right. I don't want to, even if it's not necessarily saying anything negative, but just, it still kind of alludes to something negative. I still was like, well, you know what? You're right. Yeah. There's so much negativity out there. I'm going to just put positive stuff on here and things that uplift and encourage. So that was good advice from him.
Yeah.
Good for you.
A lesson you learn through living. Yes.
You're right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Where'd you come up with the name Guy in the 419? Everyone's wondering. Our tens of listeners are dying to know.
They're dying to know.
Yeah.
I was at the Kroger Wine Bar. What would have been back in 2016. And that was when I decided, and we would get together at least twice a week at this Kroger wine tasting. It was a cool little club. It was fun. You get to know the people there. And I was telling them about what I was going to do and how I was going to direct this towards, supporting local businesses. And they you could be like the guy. And we're just like, I don't know, we're just kind of like spitballing like ideas like this. And I was like, guy in the 419. Like that kind of has a nice ring to it. I'm a guy in the 419. It had a nice ring. It flowed nicely, and I was like, oh man. And then immediately I was like, I have to go home. I have to register all this stuff.
Get it now. Yeah.
It was like all of a sudden it was like everybody knows this and they're gonna try to get it before I do.
Yeah.
And so I got the Twitter, I got the Instagram, Facebook, email. I couldn't get.
Really?
There was already a guy in the 419 at gmail.com. So I had to change it to the guy in the 419 at Gmail. Right.
Yeah.
So
You have the domain name though?
but I have now
Could you get Pat at guy in the 419?
Hey,
if I had money.
It's like, I think we pay $4 for it.
Is that all it is? Yeah, I probably got to
I
change
think it's
that around.
$100 an email for a year. I think.
Is it?
Yeah,
Really?
it's
I don't remember.
It's pretty pricey.
remember.
It is pretty pricey though. I think it's more than $4.
Is your
I think.
website on WordPress?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I've got a great web developer. Her name is Julie Woods. She's from J
Yeah,
Woods
yeah.
Marketing, and she does a phenomenal job. She does a really, really great job, and she's she works through it with you and everything, and so she does. I hired her a couple years ago when I decided, hey, I was doing Wix.
Yeah,
And,
that's
we
what we
did
were doing,
too.
and then we just switched to WordPress.
To
and it
WordPress.
was,
Just recently.
We built
Yeah.
it ourselves, though. I built it
Is
myself.
that right?
I'm not giving him
nice.
the credit. Yeah, we did it ourselves. So don't
You
be
didn't
too
help at
harsh.
all with the website.
I built the first one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Not this one. No.
Yeah, the new one I built over like a week. It wasn't that bad. No, we downloaded Divi, which is what we know Julie.
Yeah, okay.
That's what she uses, and it's like drag and drop.
Yeah,
Plug and play.
it
It's not
seems
that
pretty
bad.
easy.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
like
should
Wix,
learn how to
basically.
do it on my own.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's our thing. We have the podcast, we have the inside looks. I'm like, I'd rather just do it myself. That way I can just like, if I need to add a page, I can just do it really quick.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about all that. But
Yeah.
no, for sure.
You ever consider like franchising the concept? Guy in the 313. Guy
you
in
know
the
what?
440.
I actually own. Actually, I might have given that up. But I did buy Bro in the 410. That's the Philly area
That's
code.
nice. That's nice.
So
That's pretty good.
It has to rhyme. It
Right.
has to rhyme, dude.
so
like that.
I thought about it. I thought about it actually, and that is kind of long term to basically say, hey, somebody in even in Ohio, southwestern Ohio, the Cincinnati area, there are a lot of great places around there. You could be the face of that person that, promotes these local businesses, and I can show you how it's done, and you can, go through the mistakes that I've made, which have been a lot.
Yeah, you learn.
And I'll help you. I can teach you how to not make those mistakes, and here, do this. If you follow this formula, you'll have success. You just, what you put in, and obviously like anything, what you put into is what you're going to get. But, this is how to do it. This is, so yes, the idea of franchising it would be, that's a little bit longer term, but yeah, that would be amazing. That would be great.
With the name, how long were you? Because all right, so we spent like a month, and we were like convinced we're going to change our name. Like we thought Your Media People was like too broad, because we generally do films, so. And media, like people think of like the news media,
Sure.
It's or social media, and it's kind of like too broad. But we spent a month trying to find new names, and then like we found a good name, but the URL was taken, and I didn't want to. You want to have the URL, so
Right.
like eventually we were just like screw it, like let's just keep the name, and it's cool. Did you spend a lot of time thinking of a name, or did you just start thinking about that and it came to you?
No, literally. I mean, it was a matter of I think 5 minutes and it wasn't even me that suggested it. It was the lady that was there sitting at the bar. She was the one that was like, "We're all like guy in the 419." I was like,
That's it.
"That's it right
Thank
there.
you.
I gotta go."
$5 tip.
This was the Kroger right here in Perrysburg?
No, out in Sylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't. Because of COVID, they had to shut it down. But I mean, that was my place to go. And I used to sneak out there. Well, not sneak out there, but I'd come home from when I was teaching. I'd head over there after work, and it was always on like a Wednesday. And I'd, text my wife, hey, do we need anything from the store? Yeah, we need some pasta or something like that. Okay, hey, I'll stop there on my way home.
Right.
And then it's like, why did it take you an hour to get to get pasta?
They have a bar now.
Why are you falling down when you're walking in?
And so I eventually told her. I was like, listen, there's a wine tasting at Kroger that I go to. And she's like, oh, and so she's like, oh, I'd like to go to it. So we go to it, and we walk in, and everybody's, sitting around like, hey, Pat, how's it going? She kind of looks at me like, how long you been coming here?
It's like Cheers. It's like your own Cheers. You're Ted Danson.
I was Norm.
Yeah.
I was Norm. It was great. No, it was that. I miss it though. Pat Wall was the lady who ran it, and oh man, she was wonderful.
They close it, or did they just shut it down for temporarily?
They shut it down I think it's actually permanently closed now. I
sucks.
think yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, when she ran it, this was unbelievable. I never would have thought that this could happen. She's such a dynamic person, and she remembers everybody's story.
Right.
So you'd walk in, and you could have been gone 3 weeks, before coming back, and she would remember everything that you talked about the last time, and she would ask you about it. Right away, she'd ask you about it, and then she introduces you to other people. Oh, this is Pat, and he does this, and da 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 da, and so you get to know these other people, and eventually, I mean, there's this wonderful people would like. You almost expected people to be there,
Right.
Like, oh, where's Mike? Oh, Mike's not here. Well, have you seen him? Oh, and then he comes in. Oh, there's Mike right there. We're expecting him to be here. And it was just such a great time. And then she retired.
Yeah?
She retired, and we had this retirement party for her. We were trying to find out, trying to find a place to have a retirement party for her. We counted down the hours of like when her last shift was up, and we all did this loud cheer, I mean, it was amazing. We couldn't find a place. We ended up just doing it over at our house. We had like 50 people.
Really?
Like at our house. A lot of them we didn't know.
People like that
kind
are
of
great.
dumb.
I can't remember names for the life of me, let alone like people's details. When I used to work at Verizon, I'm like people would come in. Like I worked with him before, and I would be like, they'd be like, Spencer, someone's here for you, and I'd literally walk up to him and like. They'd be like, hey, Spencer. I'd be like, hey, you.
Hey, champ. How you
doing? It would slowly come back to me, and I'd be like, oh, yeah, I remember you're the one with the 2 kids that play soccer and whatever.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's funny the way, the places that you'll find, you make these connections with people.
Oh, I know.
And it's like, who do you, how do you know this person? Oh, well, I know them from the Kroger wine bar. Like,
yeah,
that's random.
Yeah,
but it's great. I think that's one of the things I love about this community so much is that you can find those, those fun little connections anywhere.
Sure.
And when you start talking to somebody, it's amazing the number of connections that you do have. You start talking, when we were talking, obviously, we know, the Bolins as well,
right.
Julie Woods. And so when you start to, especially when you work with a bunch of different people, all of a sudden these connections start springing up everywhere, and it's like, man, how have we never met before? How have we never met before at this point?
Right, yeah. Oh, do you know so and so? Yeah, like I was there. Whatever. You're like, how the hell did I never meet you?
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
this is exactly why we're making these documentaries.
Yes,
about amazing people from Toledo. Do you want to talk about that right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a new series. We got 4 films coming out. The series is This Is Toledo. We have a film. I'm not going to go into specifics because it's not necessarily finalized yet, but it's awesome. We have basically 2 films done. We're in production on the other 2. That's going to be launching like mid-November. But like the people we've met in that is crazy.
That's exciting. That's really exciting.
Yeah, I can show you. You can get a sneak peek of one of the films.
Well, I get it. Yeah. Good.
And we're looking for more stories too.
Can we do a sneak peek here? Can you like show a little sneak peek on this thing? So people can see what I'm looking at.
No, I can't do it. My pride.
We'll show you during the after party.
Okay, that sounds good.
Oh, I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
All right, so he's also here to plug the treasure hunt that you did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
man.
Let's talk about the treasure hunt.
I gotta ask.
Okay.
Because you had those cars. Were those toy cars?
Yes.
Oh,
What'd you think I was going to give away a real police car? Like
he was like, was he giving away real cars? I'm like, I don't think so. I think they were toy cars.
Yes, those were Power Wheels toys.
Yeah, good fun.
And that was it was just a fun thing. A good friend of mine, Mike Levy,
Yeah.
and I came up with this idea to put this together, and it was we did it last Sunday. Beautiful weather. It was like 75 degrees, sunny. It was perfect day to be out in the park.
You had like 12 families.
We had 12 families participating.
That's
in
pretty
it.
good.
Yeah, it was a great launch, and we had it out at the Metro Park, and they had to. I bought a fake rock and put a piece of paper inside with a code. They had to text me, and I hid it out in the woods, out off one of the trails, and then we would give clues. You know,
Right,
they
right.
would, you know, they're part of a private event page, and we would give clues as to where, you know, and so they'd have to check, you know, where's the next, you know, and so they would eventually get narrow, and these two beautiful little girls, you know, they were the winners of it, and they were so happy. They're just ecstatic, and everybody out there had a great time.
Right.
So we're actually doing it again. It's going to be on. It's actually going to be on September 13th.
Okay.
It's going to be. I think it's probably going to be out at Secor.
Okay.
Secor Metro Park. And we're going to be increasing the prizes. You know, there. So we had this was just a small thing. You know, it's something for kids. But I'm thinking cash prize, flat screen TV. You know, all kinds of different things. You know,
So eventually it will be a real car, but it'll be like a Kia.
You know what? Actually, that would be or a Hyundai. You know,
Hyundai,
Taylor, Taylor Automotive. You know, he gives away cars to seniors at Perrysburg every year.
We didn't win.
You guys didn't win?
We both went to Perrysburg. We didn't win.
You know, this year he gave away. So there's always like 5 finalists, and then one of them wins. He gave away 5. He gave all 5 finalists the car.
Really?
Yeah. They didn't know it, and then he told them there at the event.
I had heard through the grapevine that one of the kids who got the car was like pissed because I think her parents were going to buy her like a nice car or like a, like a higher, like really high end car, and then she got like, I got a Hyundai, and I'm just like,
Jeez.
yeah, I'd heard that.
What a shame, you know,
Yeah,
my Toyota Camry that that I had as my first car. You know, no, what I have a Ford What was your first car? Mine was a Ford Taurus. That was my first
What year?
car. Oh gosh, 96 probably.
Did the transmission go out?
95. No. I left. I moved to Chicago, or I went to college. That's what it was. I went to college, and then I couldn't take it with me. And while I was gone, they sold it. It's like your dog dying while you're on vacation. You know.
Alex had an '89 Topaz, and God, did we have memories in that car?
Are you-
Your dad sold or gave it away, didn't he?
He did.
An '89 Topaz.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
Mercury.
Mercury, which I think was maybe owned by Ford at the time.
Yeah, and then I had a '98 Corolla.
Okay.
And my girlfriend inherited a car, and then she gave me. Well, she's my fiance now. She inherited a car, gave me her old car, so I have a 2007 Mazda 3. I
And
think.
your
So
mil-
I sold the Toyota.
Your millionaire uncle still drives a 97.
Yeah, I have an
Corolla,
uncle
doesn't he?
who
Yeah.
was vice president of Bob Evans, and he. This was like 2 years ago, but he
Yeah.
was driving a 1997 Toyota Corolla.
That's why he's a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly. He
That's why he's a millionaire.
It
you
still
know?
works.
Right.
Stereo sounds good.
Why?
Yeah.
Why do you need? I've never been a big car guy.
Yeah, me
You know,
neither.
cars have never been having a nice fancy car. I drive a 2001 Honda Accord. That's what I drive right now because the gas. It's cheap, and the maintenance is easy.
Great cars.
I don't. It's built well, and I've never. It's never when my wife met me, I was driving a minivan. I was driving a Ford Windstar.
Are you a fan of The Onion?
Oh yeah, I love it.
They had an article. It was like Honda recalls 1993 Honda Accord because owner should have bought something new by now, like something like that.
If you baby it, man. If
He's
you
got a
baby,
Honda.
yeah. Do you really? Yeah.
Yep.
If you take care of it, man, it's gonna last. It's gonna
Japanese cars are really good, man.
right.
Yeah, man.
And I wanna, yeah. So.
So
me supporting local, talking about a Honda Accord.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No. For sure. So yeah, we got the treasure hunt.
Yeah, and that's so. Yeah, again, we're always looking for sponsors. So, it's a great opportunity to get people's names out there, gift cards to different restaurants and retail stores and things like that. So, they find the key, they text it, and boom, it's theirs. It's easy, and it's a $10 or $20 buy-in. But for
So like anyone can be a part of this,
right, anybody can be a part of it. It's like these tickets were $10. So
how do our listeners sign up for this?
So they're going to go to the Guy in the 419 Facebook page, and there's going to be an Eventbrite event on there. And just go on and click it, buy your ticket, and once you buy your ticket, then you're invited to the private event page.
Right.
And so you go, you create you wait until that Sunday afternoon, and the clues start coming, and you get out to the park and you find it. And so no digging involved. You don't have to dig anything. You don't have to go rummaging through all the trees.
Like the whole family can enjoy it.
The whole family. It's safe. A lot of times people are, they're nervous to be indoors somewhere. This is a great opportunity to be outdoors having fun, getting fresh air. You don't have to be worried about being too close to anybody. So it's just and for $10 you get you could win some really great prizes, some really fun things. So, and Mike, Mike was out there walking the trails, and he had these little snap bracelets that he got at the dollar store. And if you saw him, he would give the kids a snap bracelet and stuff like that. So I think everybody walked away with something. But it was a great time, and so we're gonna keep it up, and we're gonna keep going. And we kind of got off on that tangent about the cars there, but I would love to someday get to the point where it's like, hey, we might have to have a little bit larger buy-in.
You have to have like 1,000 people.
It might. Well, you might have to do like it's $100. It's $100 buy-in, but it's you could win a car.
Right.
And we're actually what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving a portion of the proceeds to a charitable event or a charitable organization. There's a couple that I work with that I really like, so we just gotta kind of zero it in on that. But we figure get the money, pay ourselves for the effort that we're putting into it, but we don't need all of it, so let's take some of that money and donate it to a worthy cause.
Very noble of you. Yes.
Well, thanks.
Yes.
Very cool, man.
Very
cool.
Thank you. It's
and the membership thing they can do on, is it your website, guyinthefore19.com?
Yep. Yeah. Go to guyinthefore19.com. Go to guyinthefore19.com. Actually, not right now. Go right after you're done watching this.
Yes.
But and that's real simple. You go to guyinthefore19.com, and it's the second thing down, and you join. You can see all the different deals that all the participating businesses have, and that's growing too. Right now we have 10 or 11 businesses that are a part of it, but since launching it yesterday, I've already had 2 businesses reach out to me and say, hey, we'd love to be a part of this. How can we make that happen? So I think it's one of those things that base is going to continue to grow as well, and we're going to start to see more busines's participate.
Yeah, you're like the Sunday paper, but
and
like
it's
better.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. And the nice thing is that people are always like, so it's like those cards that the seniors sell, the high school kids sell. Yeah, sort of. Okay, but here's the thing: is that the businesses that are participating in it, they're going to be getting a lot of advertising as well, because they're going to be plugged in every weekly advertisements for it. They're going to be plugged in the monthly emails that go out to all the members, and if they sign up for a 6-month commitment, they get a complimentary video, and that's a great deal for them. And so you go on, and you can choose. You can do $1.99 a month, or you can do. Save yourself $5 or $6 or whatever, and just do 20 for the whole year.
Right.
And I'm terrible at math. I'm going to go back and watch this. I'm going to do the math. And I'm like, wow.
No, I think you're. No,
am I right?
$2 times 12 is 24. So save you $4.
$4. There you go.
$4 of savings.
Man.
Yeah.
It's well, I think, it's in, but again, you go to a place like Nordy's, and you get some work done, and you go to Nordy's, and then you go to Pizza Popolis, and right there, boom, you've just paid what you put into the whole year. You just saved that money right there.
There you go.
And so it encourages people to go to these businesses and buy local, shop local, eat local, and what I love about it is everybody wins. It's not there's no scheme like, ooh, I'm making all this money. I'm not. It's $1.99. It's cheap. It's really, really cheap. And even for the businesses to buy into it, businesses are paying, they can choose $100 a month if they want to go month to month, or they can do $75 a month for 3 months, or $50 a month for 6 months. So if they go for the 6 months, they get the video, they get all the plugs each week on social media, they get the monthly emails, all this stuff. So they're getting 6 months of advertising for $300. Like it's ridiculous. I mean,
you're really selling it right now.
It's
he's selling the hell out of it.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's just everybody wins. I don't want to charge the consumer too much. I don't want to charge the businesses too much.
Right.
But if I'm able to put a small price on that and be able to bring all those people together, everybody wins.
Right.
Everybody comes out on top with this. So
excellent. Cool.
Very, very cool.
Well, I want to thank you for coming in. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, the pleasure has been all on this end of the table. This has been great. I really, like I said at the beginning, I feel honored that I was your first guest. This is really cool.
Anything else you want to say?
I want to say best of luck to you both.
You
guys do some great work. If you haven't seen their stuff, obviously if you're watching this, you have. But man, you guys really, honestly, you do great work, and I'm happy to know you, and I'm happy to help support you guys in any way I can. So Yeah,
we'll have you
keep
on
up the
again.
great work.
Be like
I
Joe
would love
Rogan.
to.
We'll have you on like every like 6 months.
That'd be great.
See what's going on.
We'll see what's going on 6 months from now.
Next time, bring that Sony, and we'll go through the
Yeah,
menu.
Yes. How about if I'll come in separately?
You can
Yeah,
stop
there you
in
go.
any time.
Okay,
with that.
I'll
Anytime.
definitely do that. So yeah.
Cool.
All right. Thank you.
Great. This has been Your Media Podcast. We'll see you on the next one.